No! No!
I could do this all day. All right, I've run out of patience. On the roof!
No! No!
Hey everyone.
No! 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 No!
Well, that didn't take long, did it? This guy, he is the epitome of CrossFit. Okay, Mavrik Nation, you've now seen the film if you're in the US. It's been 2 weeks if you're in the UK. And I promise spoilers, so spoilers, here we go.
What do we do?
We fight. Sorry, Tony.
You know I wouldn't do this if I had any other choice. But he's my friend. So was I.
With my good friend Tom Morello. This is my
Yo.
classmate. He's in my film class, in fact, and one thing we have in common is that we are both huge Marvel enthusiasts.
This guy's a great film director, by the way.
Team Cap or Team Iron Man?
Yes.
Team Cap?
Team Cap. Team Iron Man.
Okay, we'll just keep a little distance there.
Yeah.
But as we have to get into the review, now what we're going to do, we're going to break it down in the first act, the second act, and the third act, okay? So first off, the first act, what did you think?
First act, so we first get reintroduced to the Winter Soldier back in 1991, where he undertakes the mission report December 16th, 1991, which is key and crucial to what happens later on in the film, where Bucky is in pursuit of a very nice white car, and you don't see who's driving the car, but overall he obtains what appears to be a similar super soldier serum.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because at first I was like, what the hell is that blue thing? But then because I don't know, I think I just wasn't interested. When they showed that flashback in 1991, time and time again, I was like, I don't care. I know it's going to be important, but I just think maybe the way it was shot, or like, I don't know, maybe because the rest of the film was so engaging, I didn't want to leave that, you know, but I don't know, what do you think of the first half?
Well, for most of the time, I find it a bit interesting how they keep like setting the times or the places in massive big letters.
Yeah, the title, the text.
I think we can just look at some of the buildings and then we can recognise where exactly we are. But timing and like going flashback and flash forward, that's quite crucial and all that. Anyway, then as we jump towards the
Lagos, right? Then it's the way they met the Scarlet Witch thing, right? Yeah.
Okay, about Scarlet Witch, one of the things I've particularly found interesting was her relationship building with Vision. Because as we all know in the comics, Vision and Scarlet Witch built a relationship and then they got married and then similarly had children.
Yeah.
Hopefully that's not going to happen in later films.
It probably wouldn't. Yeah.
But it was quite cute to see Vision wearing a suit and how Wanda keeps nagging him for like saying how he can't use his face shifting abilities. Like Vision, we talked about this, and Vision's like the door was open, so
I remember the first time I saw it, like when Crossbones is literally he's like gonna suicide bomb himself, right? And she catches him mid, that made me jump. But then when she flings him in, and the music that plays after, we just see her reaction to like the fact she just killed 11 people.
Yeah.
And it was just like it was the way she did it was just like such a, you could see it was such a reaction thing, an impulse thing just to get rid of him because he was gonna explode. But then just like in Chris Evans plays that to a T, but like he's just like because I was like, holy, people were inside that thing, right? And it's just like,
I know.
Yeah, because it's like, and that was one part from I liked it. It's like you forget that they have these epic battles, but
I think that's the point that Civil War actually tries to make with all these films. I mean, even though you have like the massive battle in New York, Washington DC, or even Sokovia, it's war. There are obviously going to be casualties.
But there's people living their everyday lives there, and that's the thing. Like I loved, in William Hurt in the first act where he comes in and gives a speech. But like when they show the frames like of the previous films, like when it shows about New York, you know, you see the Hulk lift up the building, and then the dust comes on somewhere. I love how that just show like the difference between what the Avengers think it is, like it's their playground, but then there's people who are much smaller.
It's a battle zone nonetheless.
Yeah, but then like people who just went out for the day out, went out with their family, just went to go shopping, and then next thing you know, it's like buildings falling on you.
I think in a way that it's kind of like an allegory that like tries to build upon that. You know, although these are people obviously doing good things for us, there are obviously going to be casualties, and it has its time with reality, like showing that there are in fact actual casualties, rather than making it look we win. There's nothing to be afraid of. There are things that have been lost during this fight.
Yeah, definitely. After Lagos, what was it, Lagos? Oh, and then
we enter.
I go out. The whole CGI thing to do with young Tony Stark, what do you think about that first time?
I actually found that quite impressive, the way they recreated a young Robert Downey Jr. I mean, I just thought, is that him? I mean, when did they shoot this?
Yeah.
Or were they like planning it for like a different Iron Man?
Years ago,
Wow.
Yeah, definitely. And I understand why Pepper Potts wasn't there, because Gwyneth Paltrow, probably there's something going on there, but it would have been nice to see her, even just a little cameo.
Yeah, I mean, Age of Ultron didn't see her.
Exactly, yeah.
It's
been a while, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know what other actors are planning to do with her, but hopefully we're going to see her before Infinity War.
Yeah. Then obviously, people who read the comics, we get the whole dead child thing for Tony Stark when he walks into the main hallway. You see the lady there, and I thought she was going to shoot him when she reached into her bag.
Yeah, that's what he thought.
Yeah, and then when the picture came out, I was like, oh, they're going this route. And then obviously, here's one thing: I get the whole kid thing, but do you think it would have worked better if like they showed like actually like footage of like Charles Spencer in Sokovia and the Good? I think that would have made us sympathize even more, because then you would have seen it from his perspective rather than just, oh, here's a picture, he's dead. You know, and I guess that means more shooting and etc. But then obviously they argued. One thing, Falcon, this whole movie, whenever his mouth opened, I was like, was it now? Like literally, just like he was amazing. You know the joke where it's like when I think Rhodey, he was like 117 countries want to sign us, and you're just like, yeah, it's cool. And then kind of stuff. It's just me and him would get on so well. Like it's amazing. But
but. Yeah, I mean, this film obviously represents the disassemblement of the Avengers, as well as like who stands for what side. I mean, what Cap stands for, as well as him and the rest of the team, and even Tony. But I think Tony's just letting his guilt like get the better of him, because he can possibly admit that what happened in Sokovia was his fault. You know, him creating Ultron from the Mind Stone. But I'm not sure whether he's actually trying to accept responsibility, or whether he's just trying to say, "Yeah, I'll just sign this paper. This isn't going to happen again."
Yeah, I did that at first, because have you seen it for how many times? You've seen it
twice. Yesterday was my second experience.
In what?
IMAX.
Twice, right?
Yeah.
This guy's rich. I'm not. I've seen it 4 times, 3 in 2D and 1 in IMAX. And on repeat viewings, at first I was like, fuck Tony, Team Cap all the way. And I am still to a degree, but now, seeing it a lot and having the lines over in my head a lot, it's beat home the point that this is a Tony Stark without Pepper, and Pepper was kind of like his moral compass, and I think
his conscience.
Yeah, his conscience, and he didn't. Pepper was like the lady who'd always say, you know, Tony, it's okay, and I think there was no one telling him that it was okay. So he was just like, you know, trying to do something good. I think obviously we'll get to that later when we get to the third act, but I think in the first act you really see this is a Tony Stark that he's good, but like, you know, he's very lonely, and I think a man that's lonely is very, very...
I think he's just letting his guilt get the better of him rather than just... I mean, he talks about having the Avengers as a family and that their unity is important, and he thinks that Cap not signing this agreement is a threat towards the assemblement of the Avengers, but I just don't think. I just can't think that way. And then...
Vienna, right?
Well, the death of Peggy's death.
Oh yeah, that's what. Yeah, he's on board.
The death of Peggy.
Did that hit you? Did that?
Well, it kind of reflects upon Steve's human side, because you know, him being frozen for 70 years and then finding out everyone else he's ever cared about is dead, apart from Peggy, who we have a brief cameo of during the Winter Soldier film.
Yeah.
And then for her to have passed away in this film it turns out it's a blow to Steve, but overall he's proud that Peggy went on to live a life, have grandchildren, granddaughter makes the speech.
There was a line, I think they cut from Age of Ultron that Joss Whedon said. No, Ultron says it. He says, like, Captain America, you act as if you could live without war. Like, it's like Captain America needs a war more than a war needs him. And I feel like I see, when you look at Steve now, I mean, yeah, there's still stuff that happens, but, it's not World War II. And, like, he's still, like, working in that same region, You can take the soldier out of the war, but you can't take the war out of the soldier, Like, he kind of, he hasn't, I mean, Sharon's that, but he hasn't really, like, built a life, If he was to die right now, the biggest loss would be to the Avengers and not to anything else. And I guess that goes back to, like, he's still stuck in the 40s, He's still back there, But speaking of Sharon, what do you think of, just from the first, like, before we get to the Vienna bombing, what do you think of, like, how she was introduced? Because I was like, I like the actress, but, like, it was kind of like rushed to, like,
refresh that.
Agent 13, the blonde, the lady, her
granddaughter.
Yeah.
Very brief, but obviously showing signs of that she understands what her grandmother meant to Steve and how much, well, in a way, she actually means to him, rather than just being a solo spy. Brief, but like a necessary brief.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so then we get to the Vienna bombing and Black Panther's introduction. First of all, we talk about T'Chaka, and then T'Challa.
Yes, of course. King T'Chaka, who obviously is regional king of Wakanda, which was famously mentioned in Age of Ultron, knowing that we are to be expecting the Black Panther later on in further Marvel cinematic movies. Obviously showing a good relationship between father and son, which has been explained variously throughout the comics. And then do we get to the bombings? Or?
Oh yeah, we get to the bombings. I think, like, obviously when you just see him, like, look back for the first shot of him in the film, that was really cool. The accent, at first I was like, but it took me like 6 minutes in, then I was cool with it, because I was expecting, like, Chadwick to use Chadwick's voice, like an African American voice. I wasn't expecting him to go all the way with it. But and this may just be me loving Scarlett Johansson, but I thought they were teasing, like, a relationship between Black Panther and Black Widow.
They've been doing that quite a lot recently.
Yeah, with, like, everyone, like, just
Hulk, Steve, and now
just in the way they talked, it was like, and they were like, throughout the entire film, they were like a pair that would always cross paths,
showing their bonding. Relationship.
Yeah, and obviously just meeting, because obviously in the comics, his father's death is a big thing.
Yes.
But, like, here you meet his father and then, like, a minute later he's dead. So it's like we didn't get to invest him as much.
Yeah.
But I think Chadwick, when, like, he grabs him after obviously the Vienna's bombed. He, like, you see the spirit, like, he sells that amazing. Like, you hear, like, something like say Papa, like, it's just amazing, And what do you think about that scene?
I think it's very touching, very emotional in the sense that he knew that one day he would have to take up his father's mantle, not just as king of Wakanda, but of the Black Panther.
Yeah. So, but like that, in that suit, yeah.
Do you actually believe that the suit that T'Challa actually wears is the same suit that his father must have worn at a time? At a time,
I think they develop it because, to say, like, one suit fits all people, like, no way. Like, if you look at T'Chaka and you look at T'Challa, like, T'Chaka's much more broad. And T'Challa's much more, he's muscular, but he's much more, like, toned and,
more feral.
Yeah. He's much smaller, And plus, he's quite short. When you see him, like, in certain shots, like, he looks quite... I know Panther was never, like, Wolverine in the comics, like 6 foot, but, like, and then obviously outside on the bench when you just see him stare that blank stare, and when they put on the ring, this is what I comment to have you on here. Is there because I haven't read the Black Panther comics, is there anything about the ring? I know he wears, like, a bullet.
I'm not sure if that. Since that ring was on his father's finger, I'm not sure if that's meant to represent him as king or some kind of accessibility to his father's accessibles back in Wakanda, or for him as a privilege to wear the Black Panther suit.
Yeah.
But then we get introduced to Bucky, who is still on the move, but has now been framed for attacking the governmental jointment, and to which, to his surprise, he's found himself looking at a picture of himself in a newspaper whilst the news agent just runs away as soon as he sees him.
Bucky Barnes picking plums, by the way. I spoiled what food that was. I was like, plums, yes, Bucky, eating healthy, because you kind of have to. But also, before we go to Bucky, just the line that he says, the first time I heard it when he was like, don't worry, Miss Romanoff, I'm killing myself. I was like, just like...
Enter the Panther.
Yeah, like, Bucky, you're royally fucked. He's coming for you.
That's what I think that's what we all thought when we actually saw Bucky's first encounter with the Panther.
Yeah, so then obviously you see him go back inside. Well, you see him look at the paper, but then obviously you see Steve being that stalkerish best friend. My God.
Nosy, mind your own business.
He's thorough. I love the show when you just see Bucky behind him watching, like he doesn't even say anything or do anything, just like standing there analysing him. Yeah. And then obviously, at first I was like, does he not remember him when he says like, I don't know you? But I think it was like, he was just saying that because I rationalized in my head that maybe Bucky just said that to make Steve leave him because he doesn't want Steve to like have to, always have to fight for him or look out for him. He doesn't want Steve to suffer because of Bucky,
Yeah.
Anyway.
So after escaping German forces by not killing anybody but severely wounding them with metal arms, punching through walls, or even what's the thing they knock doors down with?
It's something hammer. Yeah. Okay. So as we were saying, on the flat, and then literally, I love the line where Cap is like, it doesn't always have to end in the fight. And he's like, it always does. Just like takes off the hand, the glove, and then the hand shows. It's like, and then he throws the table to the door. That was like, whoa, that was pretty crazy. I'm not gonna lie. But
using the arm for not only offensive capabilities but defensive as well. We didn't get any of that during Winter Soldier the first time. But it's nice to know that ever since he left Hydra, he's been able to use his ability or his technical capabilities.
Would he work out? I always thought about super soldiers, but they need to, because their body's naturally in perfect shape. But does it wear off? They don't work out? Well, I have no clue. Like I've always wondered that. Like, what would you eat as Bucky? What would you eat? How would you need to sleep, or could you not sleep and not eat and still be at peak? I'm
guessing that since I wouldn't know about Bucky because he's always put into suspended animation, so I'm not sure if he actually needs sleep most of the time.
Yeah.
And he's always been put under reprogramming, so I'm assuming that all Winter Soldiers can have, or any form of super soldier can have extensions of. How much they stay up, how much they stay active. I mean, sure they can tire, but not after. But if you take out fighting and all that, I mean, they could probably stay up for 3 days or roughly a whole week.
Yeah.
I mean, comic bookly, I haven't properly researched that, so that's just a rough MCU.
You and me both. Okay, so obviously then he jumps the roof, which is a sick. I love how he throws the bag without even looking. It goes to the other roof terrace.
Yep.
And then he gets there, and obviously we see
the Black Panther in all his vibranium glory.
Dude, that was crazy. And then first thing I noticed that he wasn't just trying to beat him up the claws. He was trying to kill the guy to the face. I was like, Jesus Christ.
He was being the Batman of the MCU.
Yeah.
But of course, excluding the Ben Affleck Batman, no offense, Affleck did a great job there. Yeah. He's obviously vengeance consumed him. He's not thinking as the hero everyone would first expect him to be, but who can blame him? I mean, this guy killed and murdered,
as far as he knows.
As far as he knows, Bucky killed his father, so I think for any of us, if one was killed right in front of us, we'd want to kill the guy who did it to him.
Yeah.
So anyway, getting back to the point, then there comes to the chase scene between Bucky, Panther, Captain America, and Falcon in the background.
So tight. You know what? I think the first trailer did a bad thing for me because you see for a glimpse in the first trailer, Panther just sprinting.
Yeah.
I expected even more from it.
Sure?
I had really high expectations for that tunnel scene, even more than the airport scene. I don't know if this is one thing we talked about this, the score.
Yep.
I mean, the score had minutes where it was dun 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 dun. They could have put that when Bucky was jumping over the cars or something like that. Man, I just think the score was in certain moments in the film it would have been so good, but certain moments were just generic. And I don't know if that's just the editors or Henry Jackman, but Henry Jackman's amazing because those scenes were when Iron Man comes at the chopper, it's amazing music. But I don't know. I liked it, but I don't know. There's just something. Maybe it was I think it was the music. Obviously, go in, right? And the motorcycle bit when he...
Yeah, but
my God.
all the same, I mean, Panther, he's like, getting tossed around cars. He even tries to jump onto Bucky when he's on a bike, but he gets strangled by him. He even tossed aside legs on the road, but he still keeps going. He's like a tenacious and unrelenting hunter. And even when he, grabs onto Falcon, gets kicked in the face, he still keeps going. He's like, I mean, he's not a Winter Soldier, but he's been trained. He's been in all manners of forms. He can just as equally match up to any super soldier, Cap or Bucky combined.
Comics wise, I heard it's like a leaf or something, but they get that.
Yes, the heart leaf that is said to give the leaders of the Wakandan tribe extended stamina, muscle strength, and heightened senses as well. So, despite Panther not having any actual powers apart from the vibranium suit and heightened senses,
he would have fooled me. You speed past a car doing at least like 30 miles an hour. Like it looked like he was jogging. Like he was just like that. He wasn't like full out going. And just like those cars weren't going 10 miles an hour. They were going fast, So like all three of them. I mean, Cap was the one that looks very, very weak in there because like running like he was the last one. I thought I would kill to see a race, like legit, like no shields. No like bags to carry, like no extra weight, just like them and like sports clothes. Yeah. And then all three of them just race down the park. I would kill. And who would you bet would?
It'd have to be Black Panther.
Yeah, definitely have to see.
And then
without taking the heart leaf though, would he? Yeah.
Without the super soldier serum.
Oh yeah, but then you can say that for anyone. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
Anyway, back to the point.
Yeah. So then they get
end of the chase scene. We enter Rhodey and War Machine, like all new and improved, and him stating, "Congratulations, Cap, you're a criminal."
Yeah.
And then we are then revealed to Black Panther actually being T'Challa, and then Rhodey saying, "Your Highness."
Yeah.
And then all four being apprehended and taken to the Berlin.
You know the scene when they're in the car and Sam is like, "So you're like cats, huh?" And then
exactly.
And Cap was like, "Oh, Sam, stop!" And then he was like, "What? Dude shows up like a cat, and I want to know more."
But one thing I'm happy that they covered with this movie is how the Black Panther is a mantle passed down from king and warrior, passed down to the next. So, taking a concept from the comics and then passing it on is what I was proud about, rather than him saying, "I built a suit to obtain vengeance from my father."
Yeah, definitely, that was it. And then for me, here's where the mini low was, when they get in and they talk, and then I think the first time, no, but on repeat viewings, obviously because I know the beats in the movie now, like, obviously Zemo then interrogates Bucky and that stuff, and that stuff, I would kind of just wait for everything to pass until he breaks out. But the way when like he just starts saying the words, do you know what those words? Do those words have like, any significance?
Not that they're meant to have any. The meanings aren't supposed to have any significance, but it's more like hidden code, hidden programming inside Bucky's brain, meant to turn him from his individual self as Bucky Barnes back to the obedient Winter Soldier.
Yeah, because once I saw it, I was like, are these like teasers to the films coming up? Because I saw Homecoming, and I know the Spider-Man was going to be called Homecoming, so is this like is this like Easter eggs within the universe, things to happen and that kind of stuff?
Yeah.
So he breaks out. My God, I feel like he has the potential to be better than Cap if he wanted to, because when he like goes into Winter Soldier mode, and he's not holding anything back. It's not Bucky pulling his punches.
He's relentless. He's the Winter Soldier.
He is, my God. He was tearing through everyone, and
even when Stark put on the Iron Glove.
Yeah.
And even caught the bullet.
Yeah.
And then we're introduced to round 2 of T'Challa versus the Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
And even though without his vibranium armor, he is proving the point that he is a skilled hunter.
Skilled, man. The little leap he did when they just like bang, surprise, motherfucker. And he was like, and then you see Bucky's face like, oh God, I didn't expect that. And then then the chopper scene. My God, the first time I saw that, I was like, that is just porn for ladies. Like with the muscles.
I know. That's just eye candy for anyone to see.
The way the music was and everything, and like it was a really long take just on his arms like going in. And I was like, you know what, fair play, man. I know that's not easy to get, so dude,
I know.
They made him work hard to get just for that one scene, and then like leave after that. But Yeah, one bit, the helicopter scene, one bit I love, it's really underrated though. You know when he crashes it,
Yep.
and then like it's swinging around, you know when you see the tail of it swing at the camera?
Yep.
Dude, everyone jumped on that cinema when that happened.
Yeah.
Like it just comes straight, like...
I even did the same thing yesterday.
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen it before, but I still think, oh
Yeah.
shit, the thing's going to
just
rip
like,
my head off.
like, just like, man, that was beautiful. Like, the sound effect and just the way it comes around quickly, that was amazing. Then obviously the crash and everything. And then Zemo, at that point, I was like, okay, when he listens to the recording, I imagine that's his wife or like someone close to him, and that's what motivates him. And then it goes back
But
to...
it's still an understanding as to what it
Yeah.
is that actually happened to this person that's actually wanted to get vengeance on
Yeah.
the Avengers.
And it just cracked me the fourth time seeing it. It was like, from Bucky being in his flat, and from being arrested, and from being programmed, then being deprogrammed, they all happened in one morning / afternoon. That was all on the same day. And then I thought, is the airport scene then all in the same fucking... So it's then Bucky being arrested, Cap saving him, recruiting Ant-Man, airport scene, and then the battle at the end. Is that all in one hellacious day? Because I thought about it and I was like, no, because then Stark was like, oh, it's been 36 hours, that whole kind of business. But, okay, getting back to it, then Bucky obviously is in the vice of the zombie scene, Ant-Man after credit scene, and then...
Where Sam says, I know a guy.
Yeah, definitely.
And
yeah.
then to the scene back at the Avengers mansion where Hawkeye rescues Wanda from what I wouldn't say Vision's trying to like Vision wants people to see Wanda as he sees her, but it's the whole thing about you look someone like Wanda up, like keep her in solitary confinement, and obviously she's going to hate the world. It's obviously not going to make things better. But
human nature.
But it's whether Vision is Vision or whether his program is still Jarvis meant to obey.
I think it's just... If someone told me this, I thought about this, like I think he just lacks social intelligence. Like when Wanda has like a certain look in her eye, he doesn't know what that means. Like when a girl looks at you a certain way, you can tell if she's angry at you or not. It's just like it's the little nuances that human beings have built to them.
Yep.
Because he's not human, like that social intelligence that you can if you were nervous right now, like just in body language, he's very, very rational or like logical, but when it comes to like the intricacies or like, the human soul can tell you like, oh, that person's nervous, that person's upset, or that person's like hiding something from me. Like he doesn't have that social aspect built into him.
He attempts to understand them, but it's just like how he...
It's like the vision between the human and the android that you could, synthetic thing, right?
Yeah, but they're all the same. I mean, Wanda like sees Vision as like, this other part of her powers, because don't forget they both came from the Mind Stone.
Yeah.
So she doesn't see him as some machine or someone she can just look down on. She actually tries to see him as an equal, but it's whether Vision attempts to understand that. And I think he understands that. Being introducing Ant-Man, we are then introduced to the newest Spider-Man.
That song was so good, by the way.
Oh.
When your left hand free, I was like, I need to Spotify that right when I get out of here.
Yeah,
that was amazing.
Perfect. I mean, good environment, good introductory to a young Peter Parker. I mean, can you say that this is a good or a consistent Spider-Man?
Oh, he's good, but when people ask me, is he? Because for me, Garfield is king. And
sure.
Just in maybe not the way he looks, but just when he's Spider-Man, the jokes and everything, the tone of voice, it's king. But after this, I'm really debating it. I mean, like right now, it's Garfield to Holland. Right, it's inch close, literally. But probably by the time I've seen more movies, because I've only seen 20 minutes of him in total, and I've seen 2 movies of Garfield. So like in my head, it still is like Garfield. But probably by the time his movie comes out, but Aunt May, what do you think about her being much younger? My God.
I was surprised too. I mean, I was expecting the whole grey hair granny thing, but but Tony Stark to be flirting with Aunt May, I thought,
but I would.
What the?
Wouldn't you? I mean, she's not unattractive.
No,
she does not look like an aunt. I mean, I get that they come in, as she says, they come in shapes and sizes, but she could be his mother, like literally.
Yeah. But we are then introducing Stark to recruiting the Spider, and then trying to get Spider-Man's webbing off him as he tries to...
That was hilarious, yeah.
Sorry, could you get this off? Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, fight scene at the airport, the major event, the massive smackdown. So, we have heroes against heroes, the Team Cap versus Team Iron Man.
I think that's where, before, obviously at first Cap's team was hiding, but when Tony was like, I'm trying to keep you from tearing the Avengers apart, that was like, I started to see it like from Iron Man's side, I see what he was trying to do.
But then Cap states, you already did when you signed that.
Yeah, but I like how in the film they showed parts where you could agree with Cap, you could agree with Iron Man, because there's some parts where I was like, yeah, Cap's right. But there's some parts where like Cap was like so into Bucky, and I was like, dude, come on.
I know, I mean, you know, you've got a friend that precious. I mean, he's probably, Bucky's like the only connection to Steve's past that actually matters, so obviously he doesn't want to lose him, but at the same time it's like saying, no, the Avengers don't mean anything to me. I mean, Bucky's the only thing that matters.
Basically,
And after what you've been doing, Tony, I don't see how you want to talk, but so you have a bit of sympathy for Tony, and you start seeing Cap not thinking, you know, as he always does. But
favorite scenes in the airport battle?
Ant-Man becoming Giant Man.
Yeah.
What official reaction do you have to give to that?
The first time I saw it, their reactions where it was like, give me back my roadie, just like that kind of stuff. And
or even when you see his eyes like, whoa, I could not stop laughing.
Yeah, I mean, what was the best bit? You know when Spider-Man calls in his eyes, he's like, get off, like it's an
Get off! Or even when he sneaks into Iron Man's suit and he says, who is speaking? Your conscience, we don't speak that much.
We don't talk a lot these days. You need to take this into the shop. I was like, Ant-Man was MOP. He was like the MVP of that scene. He killed it.
He took it away.
It was between Ant-Man, comedic-wise, Ant-Man and Spider-Man. And Stark, just because I like how he was like, what was it? To Hawkeye, he was like, I thought we were playing golf like 2 months ago, and he was like,
I played 18, I scored 18,
yeah.
I just couldn't seem to miss.
Then he shoots and he's like, yeah, first time for everything, and that kind of stuff. And then the whole world was cast. He should be dead, logically, but yeah.
Fractures detected. Yeah, I detected it too.
Yeah.
Fight off between Falcon, Winter Soldier, and Spider-Man. Firstly, you have a metal arm? That is awesome, dude.
You know, you have the right to remain silent. You know the bit, what was it? When Red Wing takes out Spider-Man and then Falcon Winter Soldier, forgot, you know when Sharon and Cap kissed?
Yes.
And, like that pair, just Bucky and Sam. Amazing, and because
when they're looking at Sharon and Cap,
and just because I see like a lot of interviews with Anthony Mackie and Sebastian Stan, and they're real friends in real life. That's why the chemistry between the two characters, even though they can be more different from each other, is just amazing. I would love to see like a road trip with like just Bucky and Sam. It'd be amazing.
It was like sidekicks trying to prove who's the best.
Yeah, who's the best sidekick to Steve? Yeah. Like I was his first friend, but I'm his friend today. You know, and it's like
or even the scene where he says, "Couldn't you have done that earlier?"
Dude. You know when Ant-Man has the truck and he gives the thing to Cap and he's like,
throw this.
And then it almost kills him.
Oh, are you kidding me?
Yeah.
Shit, I thought it was a water truck.
Yeah, and then Cap's looked at him was just like, God. And then that was amazing. What else?
Then to the escape scene.
Do you know the bit before they lined up and had that big run up?
Yeah.
When they all just started running and it was like a long ticket. I love that bit.
I think everyone would have loved that scene. That's like, you know, you hear them running towards each other, you see some getting up in the air and a smackdown.
Yeah.
It kind of pains you to see your favourite heroes going up against one another, but at the same time, it's one of the things you always want to see.
And Spider-Man was like, you know what they're running towards, like, they're not stopping, they're still running.
Neither are we.
Yeah, that was, I mean, I get the whole point that, Bucky and Cap had to leave because, you know, you lose the battle or win the war kind of thing.
Cap, Iron Man and Bucky track down Zemo at the Hydra facility is when we are revealed the truth of Mission Report, December 16th, 1991. The night in which Winter Soldier had murdered both Howard and what was...
Martha. Martha. Batman v Superman joke.
Stark's mother.
And Stark's, yeah.
This obviously pushes Stark's emotional state over the edge, forces him to punch...
Downey's reaction was priceless. Just like when he's like, don't bullshit me, did you know? And like, I was like, Cap, just lie, don't say yes. And when he said yes, I was like, Tony made up his mind he was going to fight. He just wanted to like play possum. Then the man just like, bitch slap, and then like I love how when he went to kill his mother, like he just went like that to him and character stopped.
Strangled, just...
Yeah. And I get it wasn't Bucky, but anyone in that reaction would just react because he just
wasn't Bucky,
nice.
but he still did it, as he says in the film.
Yeah, but he still did those things.
But then comes the final smackdown between Cap, Soldier, and Iron Man, which unfortunately ends in the disarmament.
You see the first bit in the trailer where I'll show it right now as we're talking, but when they're going like dun, dun, like what to dude, there's so much more. There's so much more to that. Like you know when like before you get to the bit where like Cap throws it, Bucky catches it.
Yep.
You know the bits before that were like Bucky throws it to Cap, he kicks him in the knee. Then Cap then hits him in the face and then turns around. Then he does that like
Stark. I mean, even
so
though
quick.
And the end result in the fight. Bucky gets disarmed, which is shocking. I actually thought he was going to rip out Stark's core.
That scene just like him, Sebastian Stan, like the spirit, and he just like grabbing into it like he was going to kill the guy. And now it's like, yo, Stark, if you don't shoot him, he's going to rip into your chest, your actual chest.
Like, what are you doing? Just use your arc reactor, just like blow his arm off. And he's like, there you go.
Yeah.
And then the final smackdown between him and Cap.
Yeah.
Whilst at the same time, T'Challa, in a way,
he kind of like lets go of his vengeance. He's the one that becomes
he can realise that what vengeance does to people. He's done to Zemo, he's done to Cap, done to Iron Man, and so he thinks, I don't want to be part of this.
Yeah. So he sees what we're seeing basically, and I love the bit where like first of all when like Cap gets up and like the shield is like here in a minute. It's like a poster shot of like the. His what's it the shot Iron Man shot called again, repulsor ray.
Yeah,
it's hitting the shield and like the freeze frame there. But just when like not even when Zemo's talking, but when it goes back to, it cuts back to Cap and Tony fighting, and he just from a first person view, like it's happening to you, you see Cap hammering like different shots of like shield, punch, jab, hook, shield, like it's just like crazy. And like even Friday was like, you can't fucking beat this guy hand to hand. He's like too quick and powerful. And just
so
like,
he just attack pattern.
That was quick as well the way he did it. Just like. Yeah, because I think hand to hand without Iron Man suit, Cap kill Tony.
But all the same, in the end result, he smashes his helmet off. He basically makes him bleed all over his face. It is almost a bleeding massacre, and then strike at the reactor core.
Yeah, I didn't believe for a second he was going to kill him. In the first viewing, I was like, is he going to do it? Because I was invested, but then when you see the way Evan's position, you're like, nah, he's going to go for the arc. But just when I love the shot, just before he pulls out the shield, you just see from afar view like the shield in Tony's just lying there. That is so powerful.
Yeah,
so powerful.
But wouldn't you agree that most viewers would think it's kind of disappointing that one of them didn't die in the end?
Yes, I think that would have been a big
plot between.
Yeah, because imagine if I said, okay, think of that last scene, right? But then Bucky gets shot in the heart or something like that. Even if it's Bucky, because that would be like that. It lacked something that divided them for good. I mean, Tony had his thing, the mother of it, but if he killed Bucky, Cap would have been like, no, we're done. Straight, we'll get on for business, but there's no relationship, there's no personal relationship between me and you ever again. And I think if Cap died or something like that, that would have been like a moment, because funny enough you say like getting on to what happens after, like helping Rhodes and like he sends in the phone. It ended, the first time I was like, it's a lot more of a happy ending than I thought it'd be, because imagine if like bang, Cap is on the run, all those Avengers are locked up, credits.
And the Avengers themselves are practically disassembled.
I
mean, Zemo himself, after Martin Freeman personally interrogates Zemo saying, a big plan, all failed. Zemo's like,
did I?
Has it?
No, it kind of
And
did.
you see, the look in Vision's face, how Rhodes is now almost in a state of paralysis,
basically.
And half the Avengers are now stuck up in some max prison under the sea. Until
Cap breaks him. How would you break him without being detected? Because the only way on there ideally is with a helicopter.
He's a super soldier.
So what, he swam in the ocean and broke in because...
Well, he's with Bucky as well, so anything's possible.
Okay, yeah, but here's the thing. So, it comes out the ocean, right?
Yep.
So, ideally, they get response call from a helicopter, so they know when to rise up to accept someone, right?
Yep.
So, if he didn't have a helicopter to ideally get out, because he's not going to swim them all back to shore, then what, did he have someone fake an identity to get his way in and then work his... Because it just looked, the security would be too tight for him to just they would have guns...
And he doesn't have a shield anymore.
Exactly, so he fisted his way through all of those guys. Which is cool to say, but when you think about it, it's like, you shouldn't have even got in the damn thing. They would have like denied you from minute one, you know. And how would you even know where it is in the ocean? Like it's just like little nitpicks, I guess, but it is cool in the hindsight. But yeah,
in the end, it's kind of touching to see how Bucky chooses to go back into suspended animation and then have the Wakandans take out all the programming, all the memories that Hydra have shoved into for 70 years of his mind.
I don't think they did that. I think they just put him on freeze.
A possible.
What is that? Do you know what the watch thing is?
Not sure if it was like a message that Stark was trying to give to Peter, or it's just saying like, yo, Spidey, you're awesome. We want you on the team.
Yeah, basically. What else want to say?
Feedback on the film.
What didn't you like so much? Because this film was amazing, but there were some bits.
Yeah, there obviously got to be some complications. I mean, like, I think most people would have been expecting one of the main characters to die. So
no death.
Stark or Steve. That didn't happen, which was unexpected, bit of a relief, but at the same time, a bit of a letdown, like a bit anticlimactic.
It would have been the icing on the cake for that final fight, where like when Steve just pounded at him, and like Stark mistakenly just like shot straight at the heart.
Yeah.
That would have been like, that would have made everyone go silent because everyone was like on the edge of their seat. Then he just walks away, and then I get that. But is that all your bad stuff?
Also. Zemo's plan didn't exactly make sense until like the overall finish when he's back in the cage and being interrogated by Freeman. So his whole goal was to disperse the Avengers boss at the same time having satisfaction of them trying to kill one another.
Yeah.
And also the other 5 Winter Soldiers, I thought it was kind of a bit of a letdown how he just killed them whilst they were still in cryostasis.
So sick. Imagine, because I don't think Bucky can even take 5. Because look,
he couldn't.
Basically, take 5 Buckies. That team, they couldn't take 1 Bucky when he broke out. So how would you take on 5 of them? Yeah, they'd be less trained and they'd be more raw, but that'd be making them more dangerous, in fact. Because but is that all your bads?
That is all my feedback I have.
My bads is after seeing it now 4 times, I think the low after the Lagos scene is a bit too long because you're on such a high because like the whole Scarlet Witch thing, T'Chaka's death. I would have liked to see him alive for a bit more so that his death hit more because Chadwick would have less work to do because Chadwick kind of was like, oh, here's my dad, he's dead, and I got to sell it in like 2 minutes to make it seem like I've lived with him for years, basically. So, Mavrik Nation, hope you enjoyed that video and that review of Captain America Civil War. Little tidbit, I went to the IMAX screening and they had these, and they had posters there, and of course I wasn't going to just tape just one, so that's not my wall. Not too bad if I say so myself. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the video. We are getting so close to 300 subscribers, almost 300 subscribers strong. Mavrik Nation, we are almost 300 subscribers strong. I'm not going to edit it out because I like transparency. And yeah, I'm going to go watch that film again, literally right now. Like I'm actually dressed to go right now. But yeah, thank you guys. I am Jenkinson Denzel Southern. You are awesome. Oh my God. I am Jenkinson Denzel Southern. You're awesome. And we Mavrik Studios. Till next time. Hashtag Team Cap.
We fight. Sorry, Tony.
You know I wouldn't do this if I had any other choice. But he's my friend. So was I.